What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Crypto Sherpa News Show, or the Crypto Sherpa channel, where I bring you the latest cryptocurrency news articles and what's happening in the space. Sorry for not being here yesterday. I was recovering from a sickness I caught last Friday night. No idea how I caught it. Started with a lump in the throat, and then they were like, Sherpa, go home now, and that was the end of it. Like, I was dead in bed for the last 3 days. Saturday, just sleep and eat and walk Baxter. Sunday, same exact thing. And then yesterday was almost there, had no energy, but later in the evening, my energy came back, and now I'm here bringing you the latest news. So I'm not dead, but what happened to the market? It's pricing, honestly. It's like, does my health correlate with the Bitcoin price of the market? I don't know, because everything was in kind of red. We reached our fear territory. Bitcoin touched 109,000, our previous all-time highs. Like, everything was in the red, other than CRO, which I do have an article for you, partnership with Trump and them. But everything else was just hitting the market. So what's going on? But again, don't be like these people out there where it's like, I'm an idiot. Why didn't I buy 123,000? Like, this is your opportunity. And then, like, you get the people going, I'm not buying that. 112, that's bad. No, these are your opportunities to get in. This is not hindering the big boys buying up. Like, as my thumbnail showed up, we still have Hong Kong public company Boya bought another 290 Bitcoin for 33 million. Nothing stopping that train. We also had didn't buy, but we found out the UA Royal Group now owns over 700 million Bitcoin, so they ain't selling. Who else bought? DDC Enterprise scooped up 200 Bitcoin with its fourth purchase this month, bringing its total holdings to 888 Bitcoin. So yeah, they have more than doubled its Bitcoin stack since the beginning of August. And then who else is still buying? MicroStrategy. Like, they are not buying. Doesn't matter the price of it, they're going to continuously buy. They scooped up 3,000 Bitcoin for 357 million. They now own 3% of the Bitcoin supply. With them and BlackRock combined, they own like 6% of the Bitcoin supply. So Saylor, his company is like only 4% away from what they said they would want to acquire, but let's see how close they can get to that 7%. But a lot of these guys are becoming believers in Bitcoin. I want to play this video from, was this Larry Fink? But no, BlackRock CEO says, like, you own Bitcoin because you are frightened of the debasement of your currency, and I became a believer, praising up. So let's play this quick little like skit of his interview on Legends Live with Citi. So let's turn this up.
Certainly the technology around the blockchain around Bitcoin was pretty unrivaled, and it still is. And I became a believer.
He became a believer.
In a, not like it's going to be a currency, but I believe that there's a role for it, like digital gold. And since most of BlackRock's business is based on long-termism, and I always raise the question, why would anybody invest in a 20 or 30-year outcome unless you believe the 20 or 30-year outcome is going to be good? Because if you didn't believe in the over a 20, 30-year horizon that that those long-term investments would be better, you would keep all your money in a bank account or in a mattress. And so, all our business is based on hope. And I said, you know what, Bitcoin is the currency of fear. You own Bitcoin because you're frightened of your security in your country. You own Bitcoin because you're frightened of the debasement of your currency.
And that's where it ended right there. But no, people are like, these guys are becoming believers because they are seeing what's happening with the US dollar. Like, again, we've seen diagrams all the time where, like, your purchasing power has been going down. Like, you can just see it in the fast food places. We don't have dollar menus anymore. Like, that used to be the centerfold for people just the common day average Joe, like, surviving. It's like, oh, let me go get that dollar double cheeseburger or whatnot. You can't even do that nowadays. A freaking double cheeseburger at McDonald's costs $3. So again, it's like you're seeing like our purchasing value with the dollars is going down. So a lot of these big guys are like, yeah, they have fear of it continuously going down, but that's what Bitcoin's for. It's going to hold their value. So yeah, so all these big players are still getting involved with Bitcoin, crypto. They're adopting it. We're seeing a lot. We get articles every day of just Bitcoin being scooped up and adding to portfolios out there. So don't be like these guys selling off their Bitcoin because they're scared the price is going to keep going down. Don't sell into their backs because they're just going to keep buying it. HODL your Bitcoin right now. And that's the best thing you can do because, again, Bitcoin is just going to keep going up. But let's go through our news articles now for what I got for you. That was just a quick tidbit about what's going on in the space. And our first article really has to do with the dollar stability questioned as Trump ousts the Federal Reserve governor. So yeah, I believe he was trying to fire Lisa Cook, but now she's saying no. So like, what does this really really truly show us. It's like, who is really in charge? This was Ben's tweet commenting on if the president can't fire a Fed governor for literally committing a crime, then who does the Fed answer to? They're a public company. They're not part of it. So he is definitely exposing a lot of stuff happening right now. But let's hear what this article has to say about it. So Trump's firing of the Federal Reserve Governor, Lisa Cook, has sparked a legal standoff of renewed concerns over the Fed's independence. So U.S. President Donald Trump announced the dismissal of the Federal Reserve Governor, Lisa Cook, raising questions about the reliability of the U.S. dollar. In a Tuesday post, the White House Rapid Response X profile published a letter signed by Trump removing Cook from her role at the Federal Reserve. He accused her of having made false statements on one or more mortgage agreements and addressing her directly. He wrote, "I am determined that faithful executing the law requires your immediate removal from the office." Now, according to a Tuesday Associated Press report, Cook said she would not step down. She said that Trump was attempting to remove her from her post for a cause, but claimed that no cause exists under the law, and added that Trump has no authority to remove her. She concluded that she will not resign. So again, it's like, if the president can't fire her for the Federal Reserve, it's like, who is in control of them, right? Are they their own entity? Now, crypto lawyer Aaron Brogan said that signing two inconsistent personal mortgage documents, which is what Cook is accused of, does not constitute a valid cause for firing. He explained that the cause generally means that some misconduct, neglect of duty, dishonesty, or action that materially impairs the individual's ability to perform their obligations. Brogan said that it's certain that a court will grant a preliminary injunction, which will prevent Cook from being removed from her position until the case concludes, he explained. If the court denies the president the power to remove Governor Cook, the effect will be to leave her in her seat until the end of her term. Now, the Fed's independence is critical. The Federal Reserve has a significant degree of independence from the U.S. government. Founder Opchigovich Research, Alex Opchigovich, told Cointelegraph that the Fed's independence is the foundation for the stability of the U.S. economy, he explained. It ensures that objective monetary policy like rates, inflations without politics, maintaining investor confidence, and preventing crisis without it. There is a risk of manipulation and economic instability as in authoritarian country. Now, Brogan similarly said that if Fed's independence is undermined, it will negatively affect U.S. monetary policy and probably weaken the dollar further, he explained, why central bank independence is in place. Now, the basis for central bank independence is the sense that regulators who are accountable to the public will be susceptible to short-term thinking, which will ultimately be harmful. Opchigovich, I cannot say that name. Opchigovich suggested that Trump decided to fire Cook for political reasons and that his decision undermined the Fed's independence. This leads towards market uncertainty and worsens economic sentiment, he said, adding that this causes volatility, a weakening of the dollar, and the threat to its reserve role with the risk of recession. Now, when asked whether Bitcoin could be a potential solution, Opchigovich said that in the long term, Bitcoin could weaken the dollar's role as a reserve currency. Still, he said that Bitcoin did not appear to be a near-term solution. Now, Trump's clashes with the Federal Reserve, excuse me, still coughing up that stuff, but the news followed repeated clashes between Trump and the Federal Reserve's leadership. In mid-April, Trump bashed Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell for allegedly cutting interest rates too slowly amid a U.S.-initiated trade war. He then went so far as to suggest firing him. Now, Powell's termination comes fast enough, Trump said. Market participants were quick to reject the idea. Famed crypto entrepreneur Anthony Pompliano said that Trump shouldn't follow through on his threat to fire Powell. He said, "I do not believe that the president of the United States should come in and unilaterally fire the Fed's chair," he said. He suggests that the action would set a bad precedent. Now, U.S. Senator Elizabeth Warren also warned that if Trump fired Powell, it could undermine investor confidence in the integrity of the U.S. capital markets and trigger a financial crash. So everything right here is this in, what would you say, consideration of what could happen, not meaning it's going to happen, but I'm all for Trump, whatever he's doing, because everything's been going so smoothly since he took office, his pro-crypto stances, making everything more freewheeling. Again, with Powell, he kind of stifled innovation, all these people, he's got a reason for what he's doing. So I'm just trusting in him for what he's doing. I voted for him, so I'm trusting his his judgment and his calls right now. But this is what's going on right now in the space, and everyone's like questioning, like, what's really going on? He's firing them. They're saying no. So this is definitely bringing on a bigger picture. I think Ben mentioned a little bit of it this morning. I know our CEO Jay mentioned a little roundtable effect, but yeah, so this is going on in space. I would listen to Ben's show this morning if you have not listened to. It's going to be restreamed tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern time, so definitely give it a good listen to. But that's what's going on there. But what else is happening in the Trump space? Looks like there is some massive adoption news from Trump's TruthSocial and sends CRO soaring 20%. So yeah, so we saw that in the crypto bubbles right here, where like, yeah, CRO is up 22%. So what partnership did they make with the Trump TruthSocial? Let's find out. So TruthSocial and the company behind it, Trump Media and Technology Group Corp, announced a massive adoption news for the CRO token on two fronts. The entity linked to the current US president said it will purchase around 2% of the entire token supply by spending around $105 million for 685,427,004 CRO tokens. Now, the first press release informs that TruthSocial and Truth Plus platforms will introduce a reward system for their users that will utilize the Crypto.com digital wallet infrastructure and adopt CRO as a utility token. Now, both sides have doubled down on the joint collaboration after partnering to provide ETFs earlier this year. Moreover, the two parties plan to expand their partnerships. They said further planned partnership and synergies include providing Truth users the ability to pay for their subscription and services with their Crypto.com CRO balance, and providing free or discounted Truth Plus subscriptions for users who open a Crypto.com account. Now, again, this is where like blockchain adoption, like doesn't have to be Bitcoin, but how blockchain adoption in your business can definitely benefit. Like by providing a discount, if they're going to pay in crypto, whether it be Bitcoin, CRO, that is a perk because they're just going to keep acquiring them, and who knows, maybe they're converted to Bitcoin. Who knows what their plan is, but accepting crypto as a payment and offering like a discount just helps spread adoption because people will go, oh, I can get like a discount on that? Well, why not? Let me just go to Cash App, buy that Bitcoin, send it over, or go to Crypto.com. This is Crypto.com. Let me go to my Crypto.com account, add some CRO tokens, pay for my subscription. Boom. And now I got 10% off. So we're going to see a lot of companies do this. We saw it with Skeets, the gas station, offering 50% for that certain time limit to get a discounted deal. Steak and Shake didn't do it, but they're accepting Bitcoin, so that's already awesome enough. But we're going to see a lot of companies start doing this strategy. And that's going to slowly but surely just increase crypto adoption. But the news that Trump Media will acquire almost 700 million tokens sent the underlying asset flying. CRO traded around 15 cents after the most recent market-wide pullback before it skyrocketed to its highest level this year of just over 21 cents. Now, it has retraced slightly since then, but still stands close to 19 cents. Now, they said, we are proud to partner with Trump Media, an innovator in digital media, to bring the utility of CRO to TruthSocial platform. This CRO integration is a historic moment for the Kronos blockchain and a testament to the loyal community of builders dedicated to broadening access to the benefits and opportunities of crypto, commented Crypto.com's co-founder and CEO Chris Marszalek. Now, in a separate PR, though, both parties announced the creation of Trump Media Group CRO Strategy, Inc., which will serve as a digital asset treasury firm focused on acquisitions of the native cryptocurrency token of the Kronos ecosystem. Now, it will be a majority owned by Yorkville, Trump Media, and Crypto.com, and will purchase roughly 19% of the entire CRO supply, which is about $1 billion worth of the asset. So if you're wondering why CRO token was pumping up, it's because of this partnership that just took place. So that's what's going on there. And let's see, yeah, there's still time, and so I just started this video. Let's cover our next article on Anime Code joins Antler to bring Japanese anime manga IP on chain. So everything is being tokenized now. We're getting manga and anime getting in there from California's DMV, putting cars on a ledger right there. Like everything's being digitized right now, and this is just some more adoption news taking place. So let's hear about this anime brand like getting on chain. So Anime Code Brands has partnered with Antler's Ibex Japan to launch a Web3 fund aimed at bringing Japan's anime and manga IP on-chain. Now, Anime Code Brands has teamed up with Antler's corporate innovation arm, IBX Japan, to launch a dedicated Web3 entertainment investment fund aimed at bringing Japan's anime and manga intellectual property on-chain. Now, the announcement was made on Tuesday at the WebEx conference in Tokyo. Animico Brands revealed in a post on X. Now, Animico's co-founder and chairman, Yatsui, senior advisor, Kivan Hinami, and IBEX Japan partner, Sandeep Kasi, outlined the project during the conference, according to a report by Japanese crypto news outlet CoinPost. Now, per the report, Cassie noted that 90% to 99% of Japan's intellectual property is lying dormant on the shelves and has great value. He added that Antler's global reach, which includes 22 cities and $1.2 billion in assets under management and network of 250,000 entrepreneurs, positioned the initiative for international scale. Now, here's Animico Brand's tweet on X. We announced at WebEx Asia a partnership with IBEX, the corporate innovation arm of global VC Antler Global, to launch a dedicated fund to bring Japan's anime and manga's intellectual property on-chain. Now, Japan's intellectual property push goes beyond just gaming. Sui said that Animico already has a presence in Japan through ABKK, its Japanese subsidiary. This partnership is about expanding Japanese intellectual property globally. He added, noting that the effort goes just beyond gaming and will also target fintech, healthcare, and medtech applications. Now, Cassie and Peimani will act as co-general partners of the fund, which will license utilize Japanese IP and back the creation of new Web3 products and services. Now, the pair plans to announce the initial targets in the coming months. Now, Siu said that the timing is optimal, citing that the resurgence of NFTs and stronger digital asset markets. Data from NFT price floors showed that the overall NFT market cap peaked at $9.3 billion on August 13th, up 40% from its July $6.6 billion. Now, other news out there relating to the tokenization of property and everything. Kraken meets the SEC staff to discuss tokenization. So, meanwhile, in the U.S., crypto exchange Kraken held talks with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission's crypto task force to discuss its plans for a tokenized trading system. Now, as reported, a memorandum filed on Monday showed that the SEC staff met with representatives from Kraken's parent company, its securities arm, and lawyers from WilmerHale, focusing on regulation, legal requirements, and the potential benefits of tokenization. Now, Kraken did launch its tokenized stock service on May 22nd, allowing non-U.S. investors to trade U.S. equities around the clock, while Robinhood introduced a similar service in Europe on June 30th. And then Kraken also announced this week that it has expanded its tokenized stock offering to the Tron blockchain. So that's what else is taking place. Everyone's like focused on tokenization. They still need those rules and regulations applied. And again, it's all starting. That's why the Genius Act was first with stable coins. The Clarity Act is going to be on who's actually in control or who's going to regulate what. And then soon we'll get more news and rules and regulation onto securities, tokenization out there. So it's just the start of it all. Like everything's getting put in place right now. But everyone is looking to be tokenized and on-chain, and we just need the rules and regulations to go through. Now, let us take a quick commercial break. But Joe, thank you for popping in. Love seeing you here all the time on my show. Glad you're feeling better, Sherpa. Welcome back. Yes, still feeling better. You can see I'm a little bit sweaty still, but no, I am feeling better. I got my energy back, so I'm ready to kick butt and just continue on. But let's take a quick commercial break, and then we'll be back with some more crypto news.
Attention visionaries and pioneers, the future of wealth is here. And it's spelled Bitcoin, Bitcoin. Introducing the exclusive Loans for Bitcoin program at the Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club, where your good credit unlocks 0% interest loans for up to 2 years, or term loans up to $250,000 spread over 7 to 12 years. Why wait? Use this capital to acquire the world's fastest appreciating asset, Bitcoin. With prices hovering around $94,000 and projections aiming much higher by the year's end, the time to act is now. Leverage isn't just for Wall Street anymore. Arbitrage the low cost of your loan against Bitcoin's explosive growth. It's smart finance for the modern investor. And privacy matters. Our no KYC Bitcoin purchase program ensures you buy and self-custody your assets in your own wallet. Your keys, your Bitcoin, your future. And as the world shifts to digital currencies, be ahead of the curve. Front-run corporations, governments, in this greatest financial revolution of our times. I'm Jay Bose, CEO of Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club. Call or text us today at 941-5 413-6920 and get started on that loan application. Secure your legacy. You will thank yourself tomorrow.
And we are back. I'm sipping my nice hot tea. I already had 2 cups of coffee today, so that's my max for the day. But tea and hot water and soda water, yes. But let's continue on with the news. And yes, guys, like that is just one of our programs we offer here at the Bitcoin Bend Crypto Club. So if you want more information about that, go to bitcoinbend.io, learn about all of our programs that we have to offer you. And when you're a member of the club, that also gains you access to our crypto classes we have throughout the week. We usually do 2 a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. So today we're going to have one on the history of Ethereum. So again, we cover all topics, not just Bitcoin. And so yeah, if you want to be a part of those classes or you want to gain access to all of our classes, be a member of any of our Bitcoin Bend crypto clubs. We have here in Sarasota, we got Nashville, we got Massachusetts, Dallas, Las Vegas, and many more coming. We want to launch at least 30 next year. So if one's not near you, just stay alerted. One's going to be popping up near you probably real soon. But let's continue on with the news. What else is happening in the space? Well, it looks like Ripple teams up with Gemini to launch an exclusive XRP credit card. Did XRP even have a little pump at all today? I'm looking at this chart over here in this bottom corner where I'm actually hidden from. No. It is down 0.9 cents for the day, so not going on there. But with this news, though, I did see another thing where Gemini downloads surpassed Coinbase, partly because of this. So let's go through this article and hear a little bit more about this Ripple card or XRP credit card. So just shortly after Ripple aided Gemini in achieving its IPO aspirations, the 2 US-based crypto companies have partnered again to introduce a special edition credit card focused on the latter's native token. The new product will also support Ripple stablecoin, which can now be used for US spot trading on Gemini's crypto exchange platform. Now here's the tweet from Gemini. Meet the Gemini Credit Card XRP Edition. Designed for enthusiasts, this limited edition metal card gives up to 4% back in XRP instantly. No waiting, just stacking. Available now. So it's a little bluish, grayish hintus. Like I have their Bitcoin Gemini credit card, which is pretty sick. That's back at the front office. I don't have it on me right now. But no, it's pretty cool. And that, especially being a metal card, like that is like just awesome in your wallet. You pull it out, it's like, oh, this is amazing. So yeah, so this card is coming through. Now I don't have any XRP and I don't want to own any. So, but there's a lot of Ripple and XRP fans out there. So this news is probably really exciting for you guys. But more details on the matter will be provided by Ripple and its dev team. They informed that the new credit card will allow simplified trading with no extra conversion fees. Even users who are paying with US dollar will be able to get some extra rewards back on their purchasing in the following manner. So 4% XRP on gas, charging, and rideshare, 3% XRP on dining, 2% on groceries, and then 1% on everything else. So not bad if you're going to be getting your gas, charging, doing an Uber ride. Yeah, 4%, 3% dining. Yeah, not bad at all. But this is the second big partnership endeavor between the 2 US-based firms after the previous one. Also announced in August, which saw Ripple assist in Gemini's IPO attempts. Now, the Winklevoss founder exchange filed in S-1 form with the US Securities and Exchange Commission a few weeks back to go public. Before that, Gemini entered a credit agreement with Ripple. Now, at first, the Brad Garland House-led company provided an initial commitment of $75 million. And the deal also allows Gemini to make further requests of no less than $5 million and no bigger than $150 million. Each loan must be secured by collateral wallet. So this is another partnership going on between exchange and a crypto project out there. So let me know. Would you guys get this card out there? I don't know. I'm not an XRP fan, so I'm not holding on to it. So I don't plan on getting this card. I'm just fine with my Bitcoin card. So yeah, let me know in the comments. Which one do you want? Do you want the beautiful orange Bitcoin credit card by Gemini or the XRP? Let's take a toll. But hello, sweating and smiling. Welcome to the channel. So yeah, so that's our Ripple news we have for you. Now let's move on to some don't take advice from psychic people out there. That is I'm going to say the dumbest thing. I'm sorry if that's going to offend a lot of people out there. It's just like there's no facts or everything, and you're going by belief. But this person cost him $80 million by taking the advice of a psychic. And looks like they're trying to sue their friend for doing it. But again, this is crypto. Unless they claim to be a financial advisor saying you got to do this this was your decision. But yeah, so it looks like the heir to the Thomson Reuters fortune is suing her former best friend after a psychic's recommendation led to a massive crypto bet costing millions. So gosh, guys, do not take advice from a psychic. There's no facts or reputations by it. And it's like, if people fell for this, I'm sorry, but looks like this heiress just fell for it, and yeah, they ain't going to get anything back. But let's hear about her story. So billionaire heiress Taylor Thomson reportedly lost over $80 million in a digital assets after following investment advice linked to a psychic. Now, according to a Wall Street Journal report on Monday, Thomson, who was part of the family behind the media and financial giant Thomas Reuters, invested millions in a crypto asset with the help of her former best friend, Ashley Richardson. Now, the move came after both women reportedly consulted a celebrity psychic and other spiritual advisors. Richardson became deeply involved in Thomson's crypto portfolio. Now, during the 2021 bull run, Richardson reportedly managed over $140 million in crypto for Thomson across multiple wallets. However, the crypto downturn in mid-2022 put a massive dent in the portfolio, with consulting firm Guides Post Solutions estimating Thomson's losses exceeding $80 million. The company alleged that Richardson executed over 450,000 trades without proper authorization, exposing Thomson to risky strategies. Okay, so I guess that would be due to a suing because they put faith in her. So I guess this wasn't just taking advice and doing it yourself, but psychic advice on crypto trades led to this $1 million lead suit. Richardson denied the allegations, saying that she acted under Thomson's instructions. She said that the trades were necessary to manage liquidity in thinly traded tokens. Now, Richardson added that there were no formal contracts between her and Thomson and that she only had an oral agreement on Thomson's behalf. She claimed that she never profited from the arrangement. Everything I did was based on her instructions as part of her efforts to minimize losses, Richardson told the Wall Street Journal. Now, the dispute has since evolved into a legal battle. In 2023, Thomson sued Richardson and Persistence, the XPRT, that's the token she was in, a proof-of-stake blockchain launched in 2021. Now, Thomson invested $40 million in this XPRT token. Thomson reportedly invested $40 million in Persistence native XPRT token, which has collapsed in value since 2021. Now, on May 15, 2021, the XPRT token reached an all-time high of $16.59, according to CoinGecko. And at the time of writing, the token is only trading at around 3.5 cents, down 99% since its record high. Now, Thomson sued Richardson and Persistence for $25 million, alleging that they secretly arranged a finder's fee for Richardson. She also accused the duo of misrepresentation. Now, Miss Richardson has taken her bogus story to the media in an attempt to extract more money from Miss Thomson. A Thomson spokesperson said that Richardson countersued for $10 million, alleging defamation after Thomas told associates she committed fraud. Now, the report added that Thomson and Persistence had reached a settlement, but the case against Richardson continues. So I guess this has been an ongoing battle. This just hasn't started. And again, so it went down during the last bear market. So who knows about Persistence? I don't know what that coin's doing nowadays. Is she still holding on to the token? I don't know. But again, I've always been told you only lose if you sell. So if you sold it, then she did lose everything. But if you just hold it, and who knows, you never know what can happen in this market. That dead coin could pump during a bull run, and again, then you're feeling dumb. So again, you only lose when you sell. But again, this was just a not so good investment. And so did they say they settled on that lawsuit? I guess they did, but now I guess you still continue on going to Richardson. But my advice there, guys, don't take advice from psychics. Just do your own research, study the chain, study the tokenomics. Does it have utility? Is it being adopted out there? Just do some actual research on there. Just don't listen to a psychic's advice. But that is that news article. Now let's go on to our final article of a new scam service, which is called the Vanilla Drainer. Takes $5 million in 3 weeks. So let's be aware of this and see what exactly happened. So draining volume has dropped from 2024, but a new scam service tool called Vanilla has been turning investigators' heads with $5 million stolen in 3 weeks. So a blockchain investigator has attributed at least $5.27 million in crypto stolen over 3 weeks to a rising scam service known as Vanilla Drainer. Drainers are entities that provide scam software to fraudsters, often paired with phishing tactics to access victims' funds. Now, Vanilla is part of a new generation of these groups and has largely flown under the radar. but recent high-value thefts have drawn attention from the blockchain sleuths. Now, draining scams peaked in 2024 when victims lost almost $500 million to top services, now such as Angel, Inferno, and Pink, according to Scam Sniffer. Draining still occurs frequently, though. Volumes have dropped due to new security technologies. However, blockchain investigator Darkbit warns that drainers are adapting. I see vanilla taking over many Inferno customers, Darkbit told Cointelegraph. Most of the large 6- and 7-figure drains of late can be attributed to this vanilla trainer. Now here is a simplified fund flow sample of the vanilla scam trail. Shows a 15 to 20% cut for the drainer provided by Darkbit. So let's see where we're at. So victims approve malicious transactions, 100,000 in USDC. This came from a phishing website. And then that goes into a malicious contract, which then 15 to 20,000 went to the admins, and then the other went to the customer. So, Now, one victim lost $3 million in crypto to the vanilla drainer. Earlier, vanilla thefts can be tracked back to October's 2024, but its earliest known public advertisement was posted on December 8th, 2024. Though it has since become inaccessible, the ad claimed vanilla could bypass blockade, a fraud detection platform often cited by drainers as a major factor behind declining proceeds, and in some cases, they're shut down. Now, here is the vanilla drainer, all wallets bypass. I think this was the advertisement that had their promise with advanced algorithms out there. So people would click on that, and then that's where it all begins. But the service starts with a 20% cut of scam proceeds for the drainer, provided, which is considered the standard split in the draining world, according to Vanilla's advert, and the percentage could drop for larger hauls. Now, the largest theft attributed to Vanilla's occurred on August 5th when a victim lost $3.09 million in stablecoins. Now, in this case, Vanilla's operators appeared to have received $463,000 fee for providing the tools, or about 17% of the stolen funds. Now, here is that flow chart of how it took place, the 3.9, and then they got about that 19% with the customer there. Now, once the split is taken, Vanilla typically converts tokens into the blockchain's native cryptocurrency like Ether before transferring them to the final fee wallet, where most of the scam fees are parked, according to Darkbit, and around 1.6 million in this wallet has been converted to DAI, a decentralized stablecoin pegged to the US dollar that cannot be frozen like its centralized counterparts USDT or USDC. Now, at the time of writing, the wallet held 2.23 million in tokens, and mostly in DAI and Ethereum. Now, crypto drainers and fishy scams rebound. Several drainers have shut down as security tools dampen their draining industry, but lately, drainers have been catching up with new tactics of their own. According to Darkbit, one method Vanilla uses to stay ahead of the curve is cycling through domains without remaining in one spot for too long. So I'm starting to see fresh malicious contracts created for every malicious website and domain to avoid staying on the radar, said Darkbit. So that's what they're doing. They change domains all the time. I see this with common trading scams out there too. It's like I'm hearing the stories and the people are going, oh, they got to change their URL because of certain rules and whatnot. It's like, no, they got to change to stay under the radar. That's what's going on. But in July, phishing scams stole $7.09 million from victims, a 153% increase from June. Now, the number of victims also rose 56% to 9,143, according to Scam Sniffer data. Now, the largest single loss in July was a $1.23 million loss. Blockchain Trellis showed that the draining fees collected from the scam totaled 54 Ethereum, valued at $204,000 at the time. Now, the fees were ultimately transferred to the same suspect, Vanilla Fee Wallet, linked to 3.09 million instant in August. And here is that just chart showcasing that. Now, blockchain analysis also linked Vanilla Drainer to two other six-figure incidents in July, bringing the drainer's responsibility to an estimated 2.19 million, over 30% of the month's phishing tool. Now, crypto drainers shut down but don't die. Between July 15th and August 5th, Vanilla was used in at least 4 major scams, totaling 5.27 million, each resulting in 6 to 7-figure losses. Now, Vanilla has quickly established itself in a shrinking but still dangerous corner of crypto crime. Even as overall draining volumes have slowed down since 2024, Vanilla is pulling in millions and attracting former Inferno users. Now, Darkbit claims that its operators remain agile, cycling through domains and contracts to stay ahead of detection. Now, history suggests that even a public shutdown rarely means the end. Inferno Drainer, for example, announced its closure in November 2023, only to resurface throughout 2024 before handing operations to Angel Drainer later that year. Now, despite those announcements, Inferno-linked activity has continued into 2025 and has been tied to more than $9 million in losses over the last 6 months. Now, Blockade tweeted CoinMarketCap's front end has been compromised by what appears to be the Inferno drainer, so it looks like their front end hit a scam. But Vanilla's rapid growth alongside Inferno's persistence shows that draining services rarely disappear, they adapt, they rebrand, or pass their tools to another operator. So for investigations, the challenge is keeping pace with the ecosystem that it freezes to die. So this just shows us, guys, we still gotta be on top of it, do our due diligence to be sure to know what we're clicking on, whether it's an email, a link, a transaction that you're clicking in your wallet. We need to be sure like what we're clicking on is actually legit and not a scam. Because again, 99% of crypto scams out there are user error, not from a hacker actually getting into your computer, stealing your code and data. It's mainly user data, people just clicking on a link, giving information they shouldn't do. So just be on high alert. And again, always never give your seed phrase up to anyone. Never click on a link that's saying your wallet is compromised, your exchange is compromised, and they're telling you to input your seed phrase. If anything ever tells you to input a seed phrase, scam right there. Just know that, stop what you're doing, and just block and delete that email message wherever it came from. But that's how you will stay safe in the space. So yeah, but that is it for the news, guys. I know there's probably a lot more that's happened in these 3 days I was out of commission, but I don't want to go too long. We still have our class today happening in less than an hour, so I want to get prepared for that. Steve Blanco is going to be covering it, so thank you, Steve, for that. He's our crypto expert down in Nashville, so stop by the Nashville Club and give him a visit. But that is it. Let's see, our fear and greed index is in neutral. So I guess we got out of the fear territory because I guess we were in fear over the weekend. But again, what they say, when people are fearful, it's a good time to buy. But when we're greedy, market could be due for a correction. Now, Bitcoin's currently sitting at 109,000. Ethereum is at 4,500, so Ethereum didn't make too much of a dip. XRP is under $3, and Solana is at 190. But that is it, guys. I want to thank you all for being here. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe on your way out. And I will see you again tomorrow with some more crypto news. So, peace.
In a world where your data is constantly under attack, one company stands for your digital freedom. Introducing Calyx Solutions, your gateway to ultimate online privacy and secure cryptocurrency trading. Meet the Liberty Laptop. With its modified OS and advanced tracking prevention, it's your shield against surveillance. Access restricted areas, use recommended security software, and browse with confidence. Your digital footprint? Virtually non-existent. For the crypto pros, we present the Crypto Laptop. Pre-configured on premium hardware for secure trading. Optimized for your favorite wallets and exchanges, it's the fortress your digital assets deserve. Both laptops come with expert individual training and support. You're never alone in your journey to digital empowerment. At Calyx Solutions, we put you in control. No more worrying about data breaches or compromised transactions. Ready to join the revolution? Visit calyxsolutions.io and choose your perfect laptop today. Plus, become an affiliate and earn while sharing the power of digital freedom. Calyx Solutions. Unlock your digital freedom. Give us a call or text at 702-845-8276 or visit us directly at calyxsolutions.io.